Well, here we are. Good evening, America. I'm Rob the Accountant, and let's take a walk. I think I started my YouTube channel doing a night walk. Say hello to the moon. Hello, moon. Hi, moon. The world today is hella crazy. But you know what I want to say? Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. You see, the whole idea of everyone causing chaos and stress in your life is because while you're paying attention to their chaos and your stress, you get nothing done. No, that's not saying you're not going to work or that you're not doing what you need to do in your life. It has nothing to do with that. It means that while you're focused on trannies, gay sex, violence in Portland, immigration in Chicago, federal agents masked, while you worry about all those things, you know what you're not worrying about? Not worrying about you. You're not making your life better. And no, that's not saying that you're not working hard. No, you're working real hard. In fact, you're getting raises, you're getting bumped up. But because you're focused on all this other stuff, you're not looking at the money. See, when you take the time to look at the money and to not be focused on the next person who you just don't like for whatever reason, even though you're in America, even though you're raised to be free and allow everybody else to be free, as you've gotten older, you've come to believe that everybody else should act a certain way and according to the way that you think. And when all these ideas clash, all you get is division. And when you have division, your money gets jacked. So let's talk about it again. If you make $100,000 in America and live in most of the United States in America, short of some of the real deep southern states, you will effectively lose $35,000 to $40,000 every year. Now think about that. If in 10 years you make $1 million, your federal and state governments are going to take nearly $400,000 from you. But it gets better, because as you wake up every day, as you live, as you go to work, as you take care of your family, all you do is pay, pay, pay. Now, here's the reality of it. You have to be a little careful walking out here in the street. It's very nice out here in the street. And Robbie likes wearing no shoes and going barefoot. It's very comfortable. But here comes our first car. So let's get out of the way, because people will hit you. So, as you're thinking about that, you make $100,000. Oh, doggy's got to go poo-poo. Nope, he does not. As you're making $100,000 every year for 10 years, $1 million, your governments will, just out of your paycheck, jack $400,000 of it. Yep, $400,000 of it. Okay, so if you came out of your house every single day, right, in the first 3 days of your existence as a human being, as an adult human being working, hold on one second. Let's see if we can clear up this camera just a little bit. All right. I think it cleaned it up as best I'm going to clean it up for dark time. And we're not going to go night vision. Okay, so again, if as an adult, the first 3 days of your life, you went to work and you came out of your house, first day of working, right? And there was a guy in your yard and you walked out with $100 and he took $40 from it. He stole it from you. And then he did it again on day 2. I'm pretty sure by day 3, you'd have some type of capacity to stop him on day 3 or 4 from ever showing up at your door to take $40 from you ever again. You know, see, the thing with me that I don't understand is our great country was fought for on this basis of no taxation without representation. We burned a boat in Boston Harbor, right? Oh, wait, there it is. That's a better picture. There we go. Excuse me. We burned a boat in Boston Harbor full of tea for taxation. And today, it's even worse. If you make $200,000 a year, you know, I know we should all hate the rich people, right? We should hate people who go out there and bust their ass a little bit more, you know, work 100 hours a week when we're only working 40 hours. I know, I get it. Let's hate them all. But I'm just saying, if that's you one day and you're making $200,000, you will lose over 50% of it combined. And we're not talking about most states that have property taxes when you buy a house and all the other taxes that get levied on you. So I keep asking, and as I get a little older, and they say that men, as they get older, they get more miserable. I think what happens as men get older, their eyes open. And you start to look at the fact that a lifetime that you people work for, your whole equity is stolen. It's thrown away. It's taken from you. It's not put on your family. And yet everything that it's taken for is for the benefit of the rest of the world. Right? They're not taking our money to make our lives better. They're not taking our lives to make our healthcare better. They're not taking our money to make your prescription drugs lower. Nope. They're taking your money to build planes, tanks, bombs, guns, and everything that destroys life and makes life unproductive. So not only do you spend money on the war machine, but then as a result of the war machine, you destroy things which in itself is unproductive. So it's like a double negative, but it doesn't equal a positive. And it's just one of those things that it's like, we all get up every day. Are you blue? Are you red? Are you black? Are you white? And it's just like, it's so fucking stupid. It's like we should all be coming out of our fucking houses every fucking goddamn day and saying, hey, how much did they take from you today? Oh, Jimmy, it looks like I lost $55 out of 100. What did you get? Oh, well, Jim, I'm doing a little bit worse. I only made $80 today, but they still took 35 of it. You know? Oh, geez, man, well, what are we getting for that? I don't know. We got to pay for our garbage. We got to pay for our water. We got to pay for our kids to go to school. And we still got to pay for all the things that we need to live. And it's like, but hey, let's hate all those other people. Let's hate everyone who's not a Republican. Let's hate everybody who's not a Democrat. Let's, as Americans, be outraged together, not because we have a whole fuck ton of people in our country that seem to have just slid in here without anybody knowing, and we're trying to resolve that issue. No, we got a whole bunch of idiotic Americans sitting in front of federal agents, wearing freaking bandanas on their face, and getting gassed in Chicago and other cities for, again, doing nothing. Doing nothing while us, the people who work in America, go to work. And if you're driving down the road and you happen to not have your seatbelt on, boy, that's $100 ticket. And you pay that ticket, because if you don't pay that ticket, well, then they take your license, and you actually need your license to go to work, because if you don't have a license to go to work, your employer won't let you work, and then you can't drive, and so then you can't pay for your house and your bills. So your whole world is disrupted if you don't follow the rules set. So on all that, it's just weird. On one end, we're all paying attention to the shit that don't matter, and the people who matter, like our government, seem to be all doing just fine. They seem to be making money just fine, and they seem to be spending our money just fine. So, what do I want to say to you? Here's what I want to say. Tomorrow when you get up, maybe, just maybe, you don't hate your fellow friend or your co-worker or your employee. Don't hate them for being gay, black, trans, or whatever other social disorder you may think you should hate them for. Why don't you wake up tomorrow and say, hey, this is another American. He's going to work like me. And at the end of the day, he's going to get taxed in nearly the same identical way as me. And maybe if we just put our differences aside for a couple moments, all of us together might be able to make them, the ones that steal our money every day of the week, stop stealing our money. Because it's weird. When we're talking about a government shutdown, which we currently have right now, it's like Congress gets paid. Everybody else doesn't get paid. I mean, obviously critical military and certain services relative to, national security are going to get funded. But, everybody else who's a peon makes no money and gets no paycheck, which is just devastating at this time of year. It's cold in some of the northern states. It's just people are going back to school. It's just not, a good time to not be getting a paycheck. But, your Congress gets a paycheck. And your president gets a paycheck, and everybody else who's important gets a paycheck. But the people who matter the most, day after day, that's you, the American people. Once again, you get hosed and you get nothing. And it's simply because the people that know how to hit us with the shit that don't matter, so we stop paying attention to the shit that does. I'm Rob. I think we'll leave it there. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you have a great week upcoming. And I hope as we approach this end of the year and taxes come rolling in, and the majority of the American people actually see the results of the big beautiful bill, which is sad because the big beautiful bill is just crooked as shit. And, the other side wouldn't have done any better, because neither side actually goes and says, hey, vote for me because I want to take less of your money. Nope, none of them ever actually say that. The blues say, hey, vote for me and I'll spend a whole lot of money on this shit. And the red guys go, hey, vote for me and we'll spend a whole lot of money on this shit. But Rob says, fuck all y'all. It's time to say, vote for none of the motherfuckers and vote for the guy who says he wants to take none of your money and reduce this system to where the people who want to go on these missions, the people who want to spend all this money, well, you know what? They got their own money and they should do it with their money instead of doing it with ours. Have a good night, America. Talk to you later. Bye for now. Sammy, you pulled through that whole walk making me fight because you get all jealous when people are on the video and you're not getting any attention. So sad, so sad, so sad. I'm Rob. Have a good night. Bye for now.